girls all dance when the fiddles play. Hair flying wild and the candles sway. And I just grin as I wind the bar, 'cause nights like this are the best by far. Hey! Ho! Raise 'em high! Let 'em flow! Now troubles don't walk through my door. They're left outside on the tavern floor. For laughter's loud and the hearts are free. That's the way a good night ought to be. And Doc just smiles and lifts his glass, saying these are the nights that always last. So bring my friends and be merry tonight. Sing till the dawn brings the morning light. With voices loud and spirits high, we'll toast the moon in the Irish sky. And when the last call bell is rung, we'll swear this night was the finest one. So stomp your feet and sing it strong. This is Duck's Pub Drink and Go. Hey! Hey! Ho! Raise 'em high! Let 'em flow! Hey! Ho! Same time tomorrow! Don't be slow!
Hello, how's everyone doing? I've changed my avatar for today. Might keep it for a little bit. This is I was told a goat was named after me. Now here, let me put that as big again so you guys can see it. It's Doc the goat. So yeah, I decided I'll use this avatar for tonight. I started a little early because we were rated by Kfar. He was ending his live stream, and I said I can go live now. So let's welcome Kfar's folks. Thank you for coming in. It's all great. And now we have in the basement Professor Chaos. Hey, Professor Chaos.
Hey, Doc. How's it going, again?
It's doing good. It's going good.
I got off
Just
work.
at work. I know it's a day everywhere.
Able to pop on with you guys.
Yeah, yes. So, congratulations on getting to 50. That is a big milestone because that's when you can start live streaming. I remember when I hit 50, I was very happy. And it's hard to get to the first 50.
I was extremely happy when your viewers helped me achieve that goal. And although the one person in the house that wasn't happy was my wife. She does her own thing on the side, and she's been trying to get to 50 herself. She's like 2 away, though, so I don't need to. I'll plug her another time if I need to on my stuff. But yeah,
Well, she's 2 away from getting there.
Yeah,
think she'll get there. Yes, and I know I want to take a look at Cyberats because he was saying he was 1 away. So if I'll take a look at Cyberats, and if he's not quite at 50, we'll plug his channel during this live stream so we can get him to 50 as well.
awesome.
But yeah, that's like I said, that's a big number for anybody that's trying to get themselves established. You got to get to 50. That's the first number you got to get to so you can be able to live stream.
I know I had a blast with the viewers that were on with me. I know a few of them I see here. They were active in my chat, asking questions. It was a fun, little informative. Although 2 of our prints failed on the first stream and print, it was still a fun time, and I hope to have like a little bit better of an inspiration. And I did find out why those prints failed. That filament I used was old, had moisture, and it had a flaw in it, so it was bound to fail no matter what. And it was the end of the roll, so I had an excuse to throw it away.
Okay, I'll tell you that 3D printing is one of those things. It's been around for a while, probably about 10 years, right? Maybe longer.
Yeah, about 10. It's been mainstream about about 10 or so. It's been more popular, gaining popularity. You started to see more of those the TikToks, and then when the YouTube Shorts came around You started to see those all the place, those dragons and the little gadgets here and there, little clickers, and now the designs are just a lot more elaborate and beautiful. Actually, if I'm honest, some of these things these creators come up with, and that are not my idea. It's amazing, and the detail that they put into their sculpts is just phenomenal. And then they can put it out for free for everybody to enjoy. It's just it's amazing.
It is amazing. It's very amazing. I know it's not cheap to get started. I mean, I was just
Mhm.
one of the things I did was out of curiosity was look up how much 3D printers cost, and I think we're looking at on a base level probably around $400 or $500.
It's gone up a little bit more in recent times, last year or two. When I got started with my first one, it was about my first printer on Amazon was about 120 with tax, and then I got a roll of really beautiful turquoise filament with it because, as a person who's not afraid to admit they're from Arizona, it runs in my blood. Just I don't know, maybe it's turquoise in our blood apparently that just comes out.
Right.
But that was about maybe about 140 after tax and shipping, and that was my first little, loaded up on the printer in the computer, which was a laptop at the time, and then loaded up on an SD card. I couldn't even send it wirelessly like the one that I have now that spoils me. I had to load it onto an SD card, take that SD card, put it in the printer, and then use the little menu on the printer and select, and then it would start. So it's gone up. It's not cheap.
Okay. That's very, very interesting. It's one of those, like I said, it's interesting to see how things are changing. I mean, back in the '80s when I got my first computer, which was a Tandy 1000, the concept that we're seeing today was not even in my mind.
I agree. I got the first, what was it, the old Macintosh? It was like the big box computer that came with like a case you could carry around, which you shouldn't because you could crack those vacuum tubes. But yeah, I used to rock the old Macintosh with was it that one game that was the states Swamp Gas, where you had to guess like the state capitals and stuff. I love that.
I'm sorry, I had a little cat mishap, so I
Oh,
trying
you
to
have
fix my stuff real quick. But I'm good now. I'm good now.
stories. I have a dog
Yeah.
myself. My wife loves cats. She became allergic recently, so we had to get rid of our little Oreo cat. But we love cats too.
Yeah. I mean, my cats are great, but oh my gosh, when one of them wants attention, she does all kinds of stuff, and she's wanting attention right now. Of course, she waits until I'm alive on the air and we're talking.
Yeah, I remember
But
saying it was
yeah.
dogs have owners and cats have staff.
Mhm. So yeah. So we so what are we going to try and make something today?
I actually have something that's printing right now. I didn't really expect to showcase, but I can set up my camera real quick and showcase what I'm printing. I'm doing
Okay.
some monitor buddies for my work, and they're some recognizable monsters of the pocket variety. If that doesn't give too much away, they,
Okay.
it's popular at my work now to put them on the side of your monitor, like your favorite one, and it's doing this whole spiel. I'll get my camera set up real quick.
Hey, Aaron, we're not having drama today. So if you want to hang out and watch what we're talking about, great. You're more than welcome to hang out. But if you cannot keep the drama out in the chat, I'm just going to ask my mods to time you out. So that's just my friendly suggestion to you. All right, I'm sorry about that. And while he's getting the camera set up, why don't I play a new song that I kind of came up with through Suno. Or are you ready over on your end?
Almost. I'm just getting my camera started here.
So why don't I play this song real quick while you're doing that?
Captain, you know him real well.
Let me try to restart it. Here we go.
Well, I walked into the kitchen, heard a rattle on the floor. There was Will in his pajamas, knocking over drawer to drawer. Got a juice box in his left hand, sippy cup in his right. Talking about he's fully grown. Yeah, not tonight. He said, Doc, don't judge me. I'm living my best life. I said, best life, buddy? You just lost a fight to a Capri Sun straw. Sippy cup shenanigans, here we go again. Spilling juice and blaming it on imaginary friends. Talking big game, but he's napping by 10. Lord help us all, it's Will again. Sippy cup shenanigans, raising all kinds of hell. Can't tie his shoes, but he's got stories to tell. If chaos had a captain, you know him real well, yeah. His name is Will. Tried to pour himself some whiskey, said he's one of the guys, but he mixed it with some apple juice and called it a surprise. Got mad at the microwave because it beeped too loud. Started yelling, I'm invisible, in front of a crowd. I said, Will, take a breath, man, just sit yourself down. He said, I would, but the floor keeps spinning around. Sippy cup shenanigans, here we go again. Spilling juice and blaming it on imaginary friends. Talking big game, but he's napping by 10. Lord help us all, it's Will again. Sippy cup shenanigans, raising all kinds of hell. Can't tie his shoes, but he's got stories to tell. If chaos had a captain, you know him real well, yeah. His name is Will. Now listen here, folks. Some men chase dreams, some men chase greatness, and then there's Will, chasing a sippy cup across the living room like it owes him money. Shut up, Will! Sip pie cup, hey! Sip pie cup, hey! Who spilled juice all over Doc's rug? Will Sippy cup shenanigans, never gonna end. You'll mess it up and do it all over again. We laugh, we cry, we question where he's been, but life's more fun with Will again. Sippy cup shenanigans, raise them up high. Juice in the cup and chaos in his eyes. If you hear a crack.
Okay. That was funny song. But we got the printing going on.
Yes, I did get it set up there real quick. I'm lucky I had everything partially set up from last night. I was just put in our chat, in your chat, that I'm going to start getting into a habit of having something on deck for if I ever join lives or something like that. But yes, like you were saying before I popped off, no drama tonight, guys. You know, they who must not be mentioned. We're going to go ahead and keep it light tonight. You know?
Yeah, we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to learn something new. I have a couple jokes lined up. I'm just going to hang those jokes up for until Sunday night when I go live again.
That's okay. What was that song? Is that like an AI thing, or was that a real song? I've never heard that.
That was actually, that is an AI song generated through Suno.com. I use and it's called a Sippy Cup Shenanigans. Now, I do have a group of stories about main character named Will, who likes to drink his adult beverages from sippy cups. Now, Will is based upon one of another YouTube creator who is also probably one of the youngest people in the genre of anti-fraudulent movement or anti-fraudulent genres. So the joke has always been he's old enough to drink, but he's too young to drink without a sippy cup.
There's a Will that I'm familiar with in the anti-frauditing community that's a riot, and he's loved by Mr. Eagle Nick.
Oh, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. That's the one.
Cool. I quit drinking back in 2012. I had a problem with not bars in general, but a certain type of bar. A club of the gentleman variety.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like me because I'm a nice guy. No. It's because you pulled money out of your pocket.
Yeah. Those are the ones that probably want to cost you a whole lot more money than you really want to spend.
Oh yes, sir. I wish I had been more wiser. And yeah, but you go
Yeah.
through the things you go through to make you who you are.
Yes, exactly. That's what. And I mean, yes. My joke is I can't pass a bar. Every time I walk by one, I will go right in.
What is your drink of choice, Doc?
I prefer Scotch, and in particular, the brands I like is the Jura, Dalmore,
Mhm.
Carlisle is also a pretty good blended Scotch, and those are my three preferences. And then there's a couple others that I do like to go with. So that's as far as hard liquor is concerned. That's what I like.
Nice.
Now, if I'm having a cocktail, get me with a good old fashioned, I'll be happy.
There we go. I was a vodka man if it was just hard alcohol, and then if
Uh
we were doing cocktails, I was a rum and coke all night.
huh.
Give me a Cuba Libre, I would call it.
Well, yeah. I'm thing with me when I'm drinking my scotch. It's a sipping. I especially love a scotch with a steak.
Oh yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Well, yes, like the comment was saying, it looks like here. What was it? Paul. Yes,
yeah.
I'm running with PLA tonight. I'm running a Bamboo Labs Basic Orange PLA. I
Uh,
like to use the filament that's made by the manufacturer of this printer when I can. It just runs with the system smoother. I know it's they sucker you into it. There is another brand that works just as well that's recently come on to the consumer market. And normally with filament, it's hard to get a hold of, Doc. You wouldn't believe how hard it is to get a hold of. It's not usually available in any retail store. Like you can order it from Walmart.com and get it delivered to
right.
your house, like everything on Walmart.com. But you
Hmm.
can't go into a Walmart and go, hey, where's the 3D printing section? Or you can't go to an Ace Hardware or like a hobby shop and say, hey, where's the 3D printing stuff? They won't have it.
Yeah, I would think that right now it's not that big of a hobby, so you're going to be better off ordering it and not going locally to get it.
But recently, there is a company that's caught on. Actually, two companies. One of them, believe it or not, is Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby
Oh,
has now recently been offering 3D printing filament in multiple different types and plastics and colors. It's
uh,
cheap. Oh, Micro Center, yes, Paul. But I don't. I would have to rent a car to drive to the local Micro Center because it's a little further away from me, and that would just be way too much money that I'm comfortable spending now. But yeah, Hobby Lobby filament. It's a cheaper alternative. It works with the system very well, and it prints fine. So that's what I
okay.
if I
Well,
want to wait for the delivery.
well, that's good to know because I am not far from a Hobby Lobby myself. Uh,
Mhm. And you can
so
usually pick up a nice printer secondhand on Facebook Marketplace. And then if you get an older one that has the manual adjustments, it's better to learn there and then get spoiled after you save up for a better printer. That way, you've burnt your fingers on the on the nozzle. I don't know how many people know this, but I know how much it hurts to touch 200 degrees Celsius.
oh, I back in the day when I was a kid, I was a projectionist at a movie theater,
There you go. That
and one of the things we had to do was change out lenses in the middle of the
oh, like after the reel's done, you'd have to change out the lens to make sure that
well
lens was like
well
smoking.
after the commercials played,
Oh,
you had to change out the lens real quick. From It was two different types of lens, depending on what the film quality was. The actual movie usually was in what they call the cinema lens, and the other lens was the flat lens, is what they called it.
oh,
And it had to be done kind of. And one of the things that you had to change out was the frame holder. And when you change it out, you had to do it. It was so hot, just the 5 to 10 minutes that they play the
pre-
premieres
mhm,
previews. It was already very hot,
mhm.
and only thing I did was just pull it out real quick and then try to put it down, just let it fall
Right.
and change everything out. And then after I've done that, it cooled off enough where I can pick it up and put it safely somewhere.
I imagine that like working on an automotive engine that may have just come off of a drag strip or something. I got to help with my high school's one drag race. It was hilarious. But that, yeah, projectionist, that's one of those things that I was always like, oh wow, that would be so cool to be, projection guy, change out reels. And then of course you watch was it Fight Club? Where he talks about splicing a certain type of genre of film into another. It teaches you,
Oh yes.
that's a cigarette mark. That's what we in the business noted. The real change is coming up, and you won't know.
That little tiny spot that pops up in the corner of the reel. That's when you know that back in when they were still doing the reels in movie theaters, like it's yep, there's a new reel, and it started kept on going.
Speed, and then before you know it, it's picking up the picture off the next reel, and the old films run out, and then you roll it back up, put it in pin, get it in reloader. Yep. I do a lot of research.
So yeah.
It looks like a bunch of people in the chat. A couple of them have. Let's see. Taipan Brothers got a 3D with a laser. That sounds like the AH2. It looks like Paul has a Snapmaker Ultra 1 with the 4 print heads. That's one of the newer generations of printer that I'm excited about. Mine is when it changes filament, it'll go to the back of the printer, and it'll first go up to the front. It'll cut the filament that it's using. It'll go to the back and then pull the old stuff away. It has a system up top that'll actually do that for me. I can show that in a minute. But what it'll pull that old filament away. Then once it's clear and wound up into the spool again up top, it'll load up the new color, and it'll push it through and purge that old color. It creates what we in the 3D printing world call a poop. 3D printers, they have excrement, and what that basically it's purging the old material and priming the new one so that you don't get that color bleeding, so you don't get reds in your whites or blacks in your whites, or the color doesn't mesh and mold into another color, so it's clean. So the other ones, the new ones, will actually keep a separate color loaded into another print head. So this one that's going back and forth, you see there, instead of going and doing the whole purge, reload, and then go back to printing, it'll just go back to the back, detach the print head it has, the tool head, sorry, it's called a tool head. It'll detach that tool head, which holds an extruder and basically an extruder, a hot end, and an assembly, like a whole thermistor and assembly. And then it'll pick up the new one with the new color already preloaded, and then just go right to work with zero waste. Pretty much zero waste. There's always a little line in the beginning that the printer starts, or a purge, or sorry, not a purge tower. It's a prime tower, where it'll be a separate little block in the back that after every layer, the print head will go back there and lay down a little bit of material just to make sure for the next layer that it's primed and has a clean, ready to go filament, and there's no bubbles or mistakes. It's one of those extra things you can put in for your quality.
Okay.
But yeah,
that's
3D pens.
Again, so if I want to get started, right? Let's say I just want to get me a laser print, not laser printer, but a 3D printer.
Okay.
What would be a good brand that I might want to look for?
So the best one to get started with is an ender. Those are the ones that are going to cut your teeth, as it were. They're going to show you what you need to do, what this printer does, where it levels the bed. It'll let you self-level. You have to load your own filament. At first, it'll be the basic drive. You won't be able to do the more advanced materials until you upgrade it a little bit, which allows you to. It's one of those additional points that allows you to upgrade it to a certain point. And Paul, yeah, we would recommend Bamboo Labs if you just want the ease and the functionality. The A1, I believe the A1 Mini runs only about like a couple $100, like two something after shipping, I believe, maybe 300 after shipping for the Bamboo Lab A1 Mini. Although you're limited to a smaller print bed.
Right.
But,
okay.
The A1 is the same size bed I have here. It's just not enclosed, and it's still pretty cheap.
Hey, Killa.
Yo. But yeah, Bamboo Labs is fun. It's more, like I said, it's going to spoil you. So it's going to do a lot of the work for you. if you want to get started, like just to experience it, start up from the beginning, like it was in the first, and before the advanced stuff. Start with an ender and upgrade it yourself. Do your own little prints on the side to add color and flair to it. You can do so much to it. You can add side panel covers. You can add baskets. You can add spool holders that have your little emblems and flair for you that you want. You can even make your own thing. Oh, there you go. That's a
found
good one.
found an ender on Amazon, which priced around $220.
But see, that one
So
does have auto leveling, so it will do a certain amount of work for you. So it's still, it doesn't spoil you, but it does. It's like, okay, I'll help you out a little bit, make sure that surface is level for you, because it is tedious. It can get a little headache. Yep, Paul, if you started with an Ender 3 Pro during the pandemic, you must know the pain of leveling a bed. So yes, this one, that auto leveling, it'll basically drop a little thing. It'll have a little thing on the side, either a LiDAR or a probe that it uses to make sure that the print nozzle is going to be the appropriate level away from the bed. So that would be a good one to start with. You would just have to throw on, I would say, a color. So you would pick like a basic PLA, something like that, or a PLA Plus works because it does provide a little bit more ease of running, like a PLA. And then pick your favorite color, red, blue, green, and just start printing keychains and little fidget toys, and maybe a Mandalorian statue, or something.
Oh, don't get me started with the Mandalorian.
You can start with the Mandalorian. I did one of
Yeah,
that turned out really nice. It's I didn't paint it or anything, but it's Mando and Grogu with a nice little nice detail.
Well, I mean, I did find a picture of a YouTuber that I thought might be cool for you to maybe one day make. Here, I'll show you the picture. I want to say the YouTuber's name because I don't want drama start.
Exactly. Oh, yes. I recognize that one.
You do recognize that one, yeah. I would think that would be a good one to use for a 3D model.
So I use the Maker World, which is the Bamboo Lab proprietary website, has a lot of tools on there for 3D printerists or 3D printerers, I guess you call us, where you can upload an image and it'll generate you say you upload a picture of your loved one, your spouse, or your boo, your baby mama, whoever you want to upload, or your boss. You can get a image, or from the image or two, you can get a bust of their head that you can then either just print and show off lovingly or manipulate further for otherwise good-hearted or maybe even nefarious purposes. But there's also cool tools to make your own keychains, make your own toys. You have you want to turn a skull into a little fidget toy. You can choose the shape, and it'll do it for you. And all you got to do is download and print it. That's if you don't want to do the whole modeling and Blender, CAD, Tinkercad, which is free. But yeah, the makerworld.com is free to join. It's free to put up web designs. You can earn points. In fact, I've earned a few points off of a couple designs inspired by some of our well-known people, some of our drama mamas, as we can call them. You've earned some points, and then you can put those points towards even free filament. You can get free maker supplies. You can get a clock kit where you have it's like if you ever torn a clock apart, which most people, hey, you've knocked it off the wall, cleaned it once or twice, it shatters on the ground. You're like, oh great, I gotta run to Dollar Tree again. So that little piece in the back that actually moves the hands, you can take that out and snap it into a 3D print with your own custom hands and custom face, and before you know it, you got like Mickey Mouse telling you the time with his gloved hands, or some other, cartoon character or real character or football player or whatever you want.
So that actually brings up a good question here. When you talk about Mickey Mouse, and we probably talk about one of the most organizations that would sue you in a heartbeat for using their one of their characters' likeness. Especially if you try and make money off of it. So has this actually come across some legal concerns yet?
So yes, when you join that I recommend Maker World. It does give you a brief on the whole legal situation. It briefs you on licensing and selling of prints and making sure to pay attention that when you download a file, it says for personal use or Creative Commons license. There's even people that say there's a box you can click that says allow selling of my print or selling of my model. So people can download it, print it,
Mhm.
and take that model to a fair and sell hundreds of it and make money off of it. You can choose
Right.
to have attribution, according to your account for every purchase that's made through the website with your model. You can set it up that way, or you can just set it up totally free. It's a great tool. It's so inspiring to the community to have this hub where you can go to just say, I want to design, like, I don't know, I've designed a weird thing. I've designed a pickle that has Nicolas Cage's head on it. I call it Pickled Nick. Of course, I was capitalizing on a certain trend at the time, but
Right.
also my own admiration for the great actor that is Nicolas Cage. So you can literally just do anything, and as long as it's under Creative Commons, as long as you say, if you want to enjoy this file, this model, enjoy it. Of course, you can set limitations. You can say it's for personal use only. Now,
Mhm.
if you're downloading a file from the internet, what's to stop you from doing that? You can go ahead and do that, but there is avenues. Lawyers will take cases where if you have filed the proper, like it is posted on a website, it does have the date when it was posted, and that it was posted according to that website's, copyright rules and terms and conditions. That
Mhm.
certainly can be actionable where someone, I haven't heard of any notable cases off the top of my head that have made the like headlines or the news where it's actually come to litigation for someone, but it certainly it would be possible. I've heard of cases where people have won settlements to say, hey, you've used my model, you've made money, I deserve a little bit, and they usually settle because there are bad people in every community, but the 3D printing community does kind of stand out as we do make some weird stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, Doc, you make some weird stuff for some weird people, and we're talking
Oh,
about like weird stuff. Oh boy, I don't want to get into that one. Rule 34
yeah.
exists for a reason, but
Yeah. I would imagine everything is kind of weird. Hey, MacD5, it's good to see you.
yeah, you just, as long as you stay honest, honor system is key. I don't know about everybody else, but I do hold myself a little bit honorable. I don't sell other people's models. If someone wants the model at work, like, hey, how much can I pay you? I'm usually like, whoa, I'll give you what you want. And then if you want me to make something for you that I create, then I'll charge you for it. But I can't probably charge you for this lizard that I did not design. That
Right.
hey, if I sell this and someone finds out, they can take me to court.
Right.
So it's mostly honor system right now until it becomes more mainstream and has like a regulatory thing behind it. So for now, it's just
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is right now there's not that many people that's doing this yet, but as the technology grows, as more and more printers are being produced and cheaper versions are coming out, you're going to see a lot of print jobs being done. I mean, we're seeing this in the tendencies with AI as far as YouTube is concerned,
Mm.
where more and more videos are coming out that's AI generated. And yes, I do use AI to make my job with YouTube easier. Uh, one of the like good example. This picture of Doc the goat. Now, this is a actual real goat that's been named after me. The good folks that sent me the picture of the goat, and I said, well, you know what? I'm gonna make this into a T-shirt, and that's how. And I use AI to convert the picture into a cartoon. And I thought it came out really, really well after some tweaking and everything else.
I appreciate the flannel. The flannel is a nice touch.
Yeah, it was kind of like well, that's kind of in my little
Oh yeah,
way of
yours is
uh,
the gray
branding, if you will.
Yeah. See, I do
Uh,
the same thing with mine, Doc. I finally took the plunge, and I actually had AI design my logo as well. The caricature of Professor Chaos with his hands in the air and making an expression. I used
yes.
the basic, Copilot everybody gets with Windows to design that for myself. So it
Right.
is becoming more mainstream, and it's going to be it's sadly unavoidable, but there is some benefits. It does help a little bit for now. Knock on wood.
Yeah. And I would encourage you when you get a chance, check out my live stream that I had done a couple of weeks ago, where it was basically I called it "How the Sausage is Made," and basically I just explained the process I've go through to get it live created.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'll do
from
that.
the yeah, uh, what I do to create my video descriptions for to put up on YouTube, how I get it set up in StreamYard, all the steps that's needed if you were working through StreamYard. And I think anyone that's never done it, I think it actually will work out for them. And it was more or less, I just wanted to tell people how this is how I do it.
I'll
And
definitely.
of course, I stressed, another creator might decide to go another route because that's what they're more comfortable a different way.
I actually have a couple examples I can show you in the camera here. I'll bring up first. I'll show you the Mando statue I printed, Doc. You might enjoy that one.
Oh
That
yeah,
one's
let me
resin.
make your camera big.
It's a lot more detailed, and then I can show you a multi-color print that I did that actually is multicolored. So give me just a moment. I got to put my headset off, and I'll pop those on the camera real quick.
And while we're waiting, yeah, quit lying. Nah, I'm not lying. But that you got to admit though, that goat is cool, right? That is a very, very cool looking goat. So, and yeah, I heard that certain individual went to the laundromat, lost all of his left socks, but his right socks doubled. I wonder how that happened.
You're crazy, Doc. You're crazy, man. All right.
Yeah.
I got this first thing here. It's from an anime, recognizable to most people who grew up in the Toonami era. The era of waking up to certain shows and also watching them at 5 p.m. every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Oh
actually,
yeah.
it's actually multi-material PLA. It's just a
Uh-huh.
gray and then a nice. I chose a nice sky blue because the new transformations and everything. Of course, you'll
Mm-hmm.
recognize it. And this is actually done out of plastic, but this has some amazing detail, particularly even in the hair. It has little streaks. And I actually had to spend some time painting this in the slicer and make sure I got all that hair painted so that way it's actually like the right way. And this produced so much waste. This was my very first multi-material print or multicolor. And it is a little dusty. He's a little dusty there, but I like that one a lot. And then here, Doc, this is the one you might like. This is our Mando and Grogu done out of resin.
Oh, that is an awesome picture. Awesome statue.
So it actually has some really intense detail down to the armor plating, and you can see his undercoating and even his cape, his cloak flowing, his disintegrator rifle in the back has its full details on it.
Uh-huh.
Hard, everything came out beautifully with that resin printer. And I grabbed this guy because I like the. Anybody else like Starship Troopers?
Oh, I love Starship Troopers, especially the original movie. The sequels aren't that great, but oh yeah, I remember that little critter.
He's very, very delicate the way he sits on his legs, but he's highly. That white residue is from the curing process. He didn't get cleaned off properly, so he's sitting there with a little onion with a little resin that got cured by the sunlight, so it turned another color. But it's got hairs and pincers on the legs. Get that detail there. You can see it come up on the legs there. Mouth, and then of course on the top. This is the kind of detail you get with resin printing, because it does it differently than this one. Most of them do it upside down, where it prints it from the bottom up, but it does it hanging and vertically. It's a fun process to watch, but it stinks. It really stinks, and it does produce toxic chemicals. It is toxic. I don't have one of my bottles here. I do here. The bottle has a very distinct warning on it, which I thought only appeared in cartoons. I'm gonna grab it here. Hold on. I actually had it down here in the corner here. This is a photo. It's called Standard Photo Polymer Resin, and it is made by a company called Elegoo. Let's see here if I can get that. The box has it. This one doesn't have it, but it is like highly toxic. One of the bottles I had like a straight up skull and crossbones on it. So
Okay.
basically, it's sealed in a UV protected heavy duty bottle that like got warnings on it for corrosive, toxic. Basically, it's aerosolized. It can aerosolize and get into your lungs and stuff. So it's serious stuff when you actually print with resin.
It does look like it can be serious, and it looks definitely looks like a whole lot more than a lot of people might have thought it would have been.
I haven't done it in a couple of years since my daughter was born. I didn't feel comfortable having the fumes in the house when she was still as young of an infant. You know, gotta watch out for brain development.
Yep, definitely.
Kids are our future.
Oh, definitely got to watch out for the kiddos. Now,
but 3D printing is very fun, Doc. If you want to dip your toes in, you'll have no amounts of joy and heartbreak because you will have failures. You will have a filament that doesn't want to stick to a bed, and reach out to your peers in the 3D printing world. They'll answer questions for you on YouTube comments. There's whole YouTube creators that make detailed videos of setting up machines, picking your first print, making sure it's ready to go, and then actually running the print itself. And they'll give tips on, well, when I started using this machine and I used it, they'll say how long they used it for. Most of them get machines directly from the creators, and they ask them, hey, review our machine and tell us how you like it and how it works. So they'll give you detailed tutorials on how to set it up, what to look for, what to watch out for, that maybe the instructions don't tell you right away, or in such clear language. I'm sure, Doc, you've put together a few pieces of furniture before.
Oh yeah,
in your time, slot A, B, and 3D printers have certain extra parts, but it's in a bag labeled extra parts.
Okay.
So you want to make sure you review those instructions, and like I did, I went to hand up here. I went to YouTube University to set up my first printer. I watched a creator that had the exact same model that I purchased off of Amazon. I sat there on my floor when I was with my wife, and only my son was born at the time, and I watching that YouTube video, scrolling. Of course, hey, don't touch that! Stop that! Stop messing with the box to my son. And I was like, okay, well, you set it up. You got to screw this. You got to screw the top part in. You got to make sure you add the rail and connect the wires like this. So it's great to have this community here to ask for help, and they aren't one of those people who are going to deliberately troll you, because we want you to succeed. We want this hobby to succeed because it's so versatile. We can create things for our family and our friends, and replacement parts for old machines and old things. And yeah, it's going to hurt some companies' bottom lines, but it's also going to help others. So I don't know how people feel about that, but I'm jazzed about 3D printing. I am so excited about it.
So real quick, CyberX, I don't know if you quite got to 50 yet or not. However, I did post your link in the chat. If CyberX is very close to 50, if you can go over there and subscribe to him, so he can start doing his live streams.
I am sorry, Cyber. I got you too. I got you. Looks like you're at 54 from what I see here. He got there.
He got there. Well, congratulations, CyberX.
Well, I was number 54, so there we go.
Okay, outstanding. All right, so we are not far from
oh yeah, we don't have
Killer Mill getting ready to start. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the end button. Where I'll start playing my outro.
Yes, sir.
The link to his live stream has been pinned. I have to figure out how to do the auto sending, but the raids, but that will happen soon enough. So everyone, until next time, take care of yourself. Have a good night.
Finish your dram, mind yourself on the way out, and until next time, take care of yourself.
Well, the night's grown quiet, the story's all told. The fire's burning down to embers and gold. Your glass is near empty, your laughter still rings from the jokes and the truth and the wild little things. We sang for the fighters, we laughed at the fools. We bend just a bit, but we don't break the rules. From tall tales to truths that cut clean to the bone. You were never quite here, but never alone. So raise up your glass, let the good times stay close to the friends that you've made and the ones you need most. When the lights all go dim and the last call's in sight, we'll be waiting right here for another good night. Now Doc's told his stories, the truth's had its say, and the world can go spin just a little its way. From madness to meaning, from chaos to cheer, there's always a seed and a story right here. So wherever you wander, wherever you roam, may you find a good fire and call it your home. And remember these words as you walk out the door. Until next time, take care of yourself. So raise up your glass, don't be facing the night with a heart that's too heavy or dim in your light. 'Cause the stories ain't over, they're just getting rest, and the next one might just be the bottom. Off with you now! Don't be strangers! We'll keep the fire warm! So raise up your glass, let the good times stay close to the friends that you've made and the ones you need most. When the lights all go dim and the last call's in sight, we'll be waiting right here for another night.
Big gulps, huh? All right. Well, see you later.